why do we need to decommodify land and housing when there are other options like land trusts, rent control, government housing, paying people living wages, or even UBI, mortgage interest credits, renters credits, first-time buyer programs, tiny houses, manufactured homes, and Gavin Newsom. And as of late, even some housing ear candy from President Biden. Because all of these strategies and politicians and a multitude more have dismally failed to address the root problem, the underlying system itself. These strategies attempt to address only the symptoms of our dysfunctional land and housing system, but comprehensively fail to address the systemic root causes of these symptoms. They are strategies brainstormed from within the confines of our dysfunctional land and housing system and are thus ultimately doomed by the underlying systemic dysfunction they fail to address or even acknowledge. So after decades and decades of these indoctrinative strategies yielding marginal successes at best, and with the affordable housing crisis getting worse and worse decade after decade, housing boom-bust cycle after housing boom-bust cycle, we are long overdue to once and for all address the underlying dysfunctional system itself. That being our unlimited feudalistic property laws working in concert with our hyperinflationary mortgage system. This plan to decommodify land and housing will reform our system's foundational unlimited feudalistic property laws that have brought about the rentier class and enabled a scenario in which non-productive real estate investors are unhindered in hoarding as much land and housing as they are able, way beyond what they need for their own personal use and or legitimate business, to then use the leverage of these vital necessities to siphon off the fruits of workers' labors via exploitative rent and sales prices. This plan will concurrently reform our hyperinflationary mortgage system, without which land and housing prices could never have risen to the obscene heights they hit every housing boom-bust cycle, and then after a correction in which prices go down a bit but don't really correct, to the new higher prices they start off at for the next cycle. So with these reforms in place, this plan will create a highly functioning, efficient system that equitably, affordably houses everyone, including you, your children, your grandchildren, etc. from here on. Can you envision that? How would that feel? Can you feel it? How would that change your life? How would that change the lives of your loved ones?